care of a few things before we start. Let's see. Looking for changes to Tasigur, the commander deck. I think that's kind of sweet. It was not. This is not Murawski. We did win, as you can see by win 2-0. Murawski's moto name is Jono Miser. And yeah, the air conditioning's turned way up in my room because it's like 93 degrees outside. It's very warm. Kind of savage. Alright, let's start a first match. I'm playing Grixis first. It was a Grixis mirror. Thanks for follow Team Get There. Alright, this hand's pretty good. Thanks for follow Endra Luck. So this is probably Infect or Bant. I think I'm just gonna play Deathrite. I'm gonna play Deathrite. Next turn, depending on what happens, like I might Wasteland him. Waste plus play 2 spells is pretty good. Yeah, if it's Infect, it's a great matchup because they have pump spells and you have removal, and you know, having removal instead of pump spells makes you a favorite. Similar to draft decks. Like if your deck is full of giant growths versus their deck full of lightning bolts, it does not go well for one person. So it still could be Infect, but there's no reason to Wasteland next turn, I think. I mean, what Wastelanding does here is both of us will have 2 mana. Maybe there's some merit to Wastelanding, but I think I should Brainstorm first, or Ponder first. So, I only have 1 fetch. Yeah, it's more likely to be Infect, but it still could be Bant. Oh, that's pretty good. I don't think I want the second Angler. So what do I want to put back? probably... Kind of want to put back Angler and Deathrite. And save the Wasteland for, yeah, Ink Moth. Both Anglers? That's actually sort of interesting. Definitely one of the Anglers is going. Actually, I can get behind putting both Anglers back. Thanks for follow Or's fan. I wonder if Or's fan is also a fan of Fanbearer. Thanks for follow Loot21. Yeah, I'm just gonna deploy a bunch of threats. If he dazes, I don't care. He did have daze on turn 1, so he would have had to have cantripped into the daze, which is fine. I don't care if he dazes a Deathrite. Sup, Tanak? We have force if anything goes too wrong. Forced. Okay, yeah, this is infect. I'm not gonna force here because that just opens me up to a bunch of stuff. Alright, lightning bolt. Thanks for the follow, Philip J. Frylock. Interesting, Moto auto stacked the triggers in the order the creatures came into play, which is kind of weird. Alright, I'm gonna ponder looking for a lightning bolt. I don't want any of those. Now the name of the game is to just find a bunch of removal spells. I don't really want that one either, but it is what it is. I don't think I want to use the Wasteland. I think that just opens me up to a bunch of stuff that I don't need to have happen. And playing Deathrite doesn't really accomplish very much. I think I would rather just have mana to play around Spell Pierces and Dazes from the other side. I do not believe I was supposed to tap Volcanic. Because if I find a bolt, I definitely want to cast it. Really want to draw a Cataxian Probe, actually. Cataxian Probe would make this game much easier. Mathbot? Cartouche of Jarvis combos with Trial of Delver. Yeah, that's a good point. So you have 3 draws, and there are 4 bolts on the left in the deck? Yes. I mean, if he calls our bluff, it sucks, but well, what am I going to do? He needs to have Invigorate, 2 Invigorates, or Invigorate plus Berserk, and a counterspell. I mean, it's not really that likely. Also, what do you want me to do? Cast Deathrite? I don't think that actually accomplishes anything, except forcing him to actually kill me. Thanks for following Duo Fennel. Fair enough, team get there. Big Richie 2004. I like to switch decks because I believe it is important to know what other decks are capable of. Yes, that would be good, Found Omega. A kicked vines? Okay, that's fine. Okay. I'm perfectly fine with that, like... But draining with Shaman doesn't increase the clock, like... Alright, that is good. It's interesting that he would kick Vines there. It probably means he has another Vines. Force of Will. Pitching Force of Will. Yes, I am contemplating the... Interesting. Alright. Question is, do I want to cast a second death right now? I don't think so. Again. If I waste him, what happens? Just cuts off some semi-outs. Actually, I need Wasteland for a Nexus if it decides to block. No, I think it's better to save it for a defensive Ink Moth. Okay, nice. Want this. Want this. Want this. Want these. Actually, like, basically our entire deck is good versus our opponent. The question is this card good? Don't think it is. Sort of creature light in this configuration. I actually think this card is not really that good in the matchup in general, but we'll shave. Shave one, shave two. Leave in one Angler because this thing is so mana cheap that it's great. I would not put Surgical Extraction in. This hand's great. I'm going to lead with Lavamancer. Okay. I think I'm actually going to just force this. Because this card is really hard for them to beat. Yeah, that's the other reason to aggro force, because it's half of the way to a Lavamancer activation. Also, never blocking here. I'll just happily take my 1 poison. Alright, nice. So my plan is to ponder and then Lavamancer his guy on my turn. Opponent chose to shuffle, which is a good sign. It's pretty good. So I want to reveal Brainstorm to Delver, not this turn, but the next turn. Okay, it's fine. That's fine as well. Yeah, that's true, team get there, but I think we're in fine shape. Like, what's going to happen is we're going to Bolt plus Delver plus Deathrite next turn, and then the turn after that we're going to cast Brainstorm. I mean, there are ways for me to die from here, but I don't think it's that likely. Gitaxian Probe. So if I'm dead, I'm dead. I'm not going to worry about it. Honestly, nothing I can do about it here. Interesting. So my opponent's hand is probably just a bunch of counters. Lead with a Bolt. Reason to lead with Bolt is that if my opponent has Flusterstorm, I can just pay for it. Alright, nice. Now I can just play these all and attack with my Lavamancer. Nice. So we know we have Brainstorm on top. The question is, do I just want to Edict? I think I just want to Edict. Don't actually need green mana. I'm just going to save the Brainstorm. Diabolic Edict. Grevnil Vect lifted Vadi off his feet. Fall will give you time to think on your failure. I just attacked. None of their creatures have haste, so getting in the damage is pretty relevant. Alright, nice. A quick victory over Infect. That's a very good matchup, though. Sup, Akash? Yeah, Infect is a great matchup. Like I said, you could play the deck full of Giant Growths or the deck full of removal slash interaction. And one of those decks is heavily favored. I think lands is pretty good, Julian, if you play it better than I did. Key part of it. What's up, Wizard Adept? What are the best decks now? I think the de facto best deck is probably Grixis Delver. Then probably Storm. Then probably Elves or Death and Taxes. And then probably Sneak and Show. What's up, Max Torsion? So, Blue-Red Delver, I think that deck is sort of disjointed. It's basically a burn deck, but then you put in interactive elements. So it results in a lot of confused draws, I think. Rug Delver? I think Deathrite sort of murdered Rug Delver. Sultai Delver is like okay, I think. Thanks for the follow, Wasteland Go. Julian, I think I play much better when I don't have to stream, if that makes any sense. Oh, sorry that's so loud. Let me see if I can fix it. Where's the mixer? How do I open the mixer? Mixer. D&T win rate looked abysmal. Bant Deathblade is fine. Well, this is a hand of 7 spells. Akash, I have to get around to changing that. Thanks for follow, Matus. Bant less than Esper, I'm not sure that's true. Ooh, keep. Thanks for follow, BSF Mage. Don't need another land, obviously. Thanks for follow, Wheat Washer. Yep, Dead Guy Ale. I have no idea how good that deck is. It's probably, like, reasonable. Marsh Flats. Wonder... Esper Stoneblade is the most likely deck to lead on Marsh Flats. I think I'm just going to play Deathrite and not Probe. Yeah, the Bant deck I think is actually pretty good versus most fair decks. So there is that. Badlands. Oh, it's probably Reanimator. Oh, I played against this guy's lands before. Probably gonna lose this game though. Look at my hand. In which case, I should definitely probe this turn. Brutality. Brutality. Entomb. Exhume. Looting. Pedal. That's good. It's very good, actually. Yeah, nice pre-combat Entomb, bro. Solidarity is the best deck. Oh, I don't think that's been true since like 2005. Yeah, once he entombs there, I definitely just have to burn my probe second main. Bathos Looting. Okay. Cast Looting. Blue, white, red. Land still is best. That's a weird way to say eggs. Lotus Petal. Alright. Thanks for the follow, God is Wearing Black. That's an interesting username. Brutality. Is there a reason to force this rather than the exhume? Well, so if I force this... I'm just working it out in my head. Yes, he escalated. Oh, he escalated? I have to force this then. Never mind. Sorry, I don't have the deck list linked here. Trying to figure out... Let's see. He has one card at Exhume, so there's no card he can draw to punish me for eating now, so I should eat now. Nice. I think I'm just gonna leave both my Death Rights up and play the land. Next turn I'll Brainstorm off the Volcanic. So, Max Torsion, he had exactly one card in hand? So how does that work? Interesting. Do I play my land? Oh, fatty reanimate, sure. No, then I was actually not supposed to main phase activate. Good honest Queen Magic with Chalice and Blood Moon. Wow, you are a monster, MC Usher. Thanks for a follow, Fred Shred. Hmm. Yeah, I was not supposed to main phase eat. That was just bad because max torsion's correct. Let's see, if I attack with one Death Right, it does increase the clock now. Maybe I was supposed to do that before as well. On the other hand, I could just hardcast Force. No, I'm not gonna attack. I think now I can cast Pyromancer. Let's see, what happens if I cast Brainstorm? 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Don't think it's worth it. Can just afford to be patient. I can just hardcast the Force if necessary. Being able to hardcast Force and Spell Pierce, I think, is sort of relevant. Huh. It's better to limit him on Entomb effects or... I'm trying to decide if I'm supposed to counter this. I think I'm supposed to counter it. They have more Entombment effects with Brutality. Yeah, that costs so much mana for them, though. Yeah, I'm not actually going to Pierce. I think that's just bad. Like, how can my opponent do anything through a Force and a Pierce? Plus a Death Right activation. I mean, my opponent's dead next turn anyways if I get to untap. Rolled Gorger combo? I don't think so, GC Morgan. Well, that was great. Things I never want to tap out for. That. Let's see. This is also bad. Do I actually want to try... Do I actually want to try to kill the creature once it gets into play? I think that's just a bad plan. I think I'm just going to side out some bolts. They're actually pretty terrible. Do I bring in GT in the mirror? Yes, in general. This looks good, I think. Bolt is not great, though. Maybe I'm supposed to leave in 2 Pyromancer. Well, I think the problem with Edict is if they get Gristlebrand into play and you Edict it, you're sort of in bad shape. I think Gristlebrand activations aren't exactly excellent. They have Lotus Petal and Dark Ritual, though. No, I think this is actually a better Gristlebrand deck than Blue Black Reanimator. Alright. I'm not convinced this is correct. So, am I supposed to mulligan this hand because it doesn't have a surgical? Or force? I think I'm supposed to mulligan this hand even though like looks fine. Yeah, it has no disruption. Alright. So I have no threats. Kinda have to keep that, I think. Oh, I'm getting Chancellored. That sucks. Well, this is gonna be one of those games where you can't do anything. Oh, nice. So, there's still... Alright. So, turn 3, I can cast my Delver. Or, cast my Edict. That's results-oriented thinking. I think in general it's not really that good. Zoom's gone. Bouncy's gone. Oh, shoot. It's not supposed to do that. Well, I had to break the first trigger, but I should have cast it on turn 3. Yeah, I was supposed to just force the Thoughtseize. Alright, how can I win now? I can force this second Thoughtseize by not playing Delver on turn 1. Oh, I couldn't. Never mind. I guess my play was fine then. I don't know. Everything stinks. I don't have any bolts left in my deck. So I'm just dead then. Yeah. I guess I couldn't have done anything then. At least we get to be on the play. Yes, just Mr. Sherman. Everything stinks. I guess I'll leave an Edict. It's definitely better than Pyromancer. I'm gonna keep this hand. There was a... Chancellor was revealed at the beginning of the game. Thanks for a follow, Missio. Also, I think I missed a follow from Pterodactyl. Alright, 5. Fortunately, the number of cards my opponent has in hand does not really reveal how strong their hand is. I mean, it's less likely they have a good hand, but they can easily have, like, a 4-card hand that's just very good. Maybe very good is a stretch. They can definitely have a 4-card hand that can be scary. The running pixelated zombie. Alright. I'm just gonna run this in and let it get countered. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave up Pierce this turn, and next turn play Deathrite. Alright, nice. That's funny, Akash. Thought he's targeting me. Sure. If his last 3 cards are Ritual, Entomb, Exhume, good beats. Philip J. Frylock, let's keep U.S. politics out of this stream. So my opponent did not want me to have a clock. Chromux. Sure. Actually, we don't, Vorel. What is going on? Is this a Stronghold Gambit? I guess? Oh, it's Faithless Looting, of course. Yeah, that's fine. There's a very specific government regulation that you do not discuss politics at government jobs. Or Fan, that's funny. His in Quagmire, that's pretty sweet. Alright, nice. Just covering my opponent on all of the angles. Now I have to be scared of like Stronghold Gambit, but they do not bring that card in versus this deck. Compost. I haven't seen that card in forever, Pascalala. That card is great. Okay, you take 2 damage. Or you lose 2 life, technically. I'm gonna eat the Faithless Footing, because not much else matters. Yeah, I don't think Stronghold Gambit is a good card versus deck, but, you know. Just gonna probe off mana. Abrupt Decay. Very well. It's not a strong holding. That's a good one. I'll have to remember that. Alright, let's see. Force of Will. That is a good one. I can hardcast Force now by playing the land, which I think is worth it. This game is going swimmingly. Nice. We are 3-0 with Grixis Delver. Sort of the de facto default deck for people who play a lot of Legacy now, I think. Oh, one sec. I'll take a quick photo. Sorry about that, guys and gals. Shoot, did it cut anything off? Alright, it did not cut anything off. Yes, I will be SCGing Dylan Dawn again. I will not be playing Legacy. I have an Andrew Shrout, myself, and Aaron Kasperzak. I'm going to be playing standard so I can reuse the standard testing I had for the PT Dome. Some hobo Canadian. Oh, that's mean. I don't think he's a hobo. This is a classic Delver hand. It's also a classic Delver hand. Yeah, I want that, I think. Yeah, the thing is, Pascal, my teammates, sorry, what was I gonna say? My teammates have been testing Modern and Legacy. So, since I tested so much for the PT, it makes more sense for me to play Standard, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna just play Deathrite. Hope my Deathrite doesn't get bolted or whatever, but the problem is, if I get a Volcanic, it shuts off the Deathrite. Ooh, Wasteland. That's bad. If my opponent bolts here, I'm definitely forcing. Opponent decays here, well, then I'm just kind of screwed. Well, there's a small chance I get my creature bolted. In which case I'll have no permanents, which is a good beat. Okay, nice. Land? Alright, I'm gonna cycle a probe first. Force of Will and Geist of Saintraft. Jeez Louise. Guys, Scrubland. Well... oh boy. I think Or's fan is trolling you, Lawrence. I think I need to ponder. Because if I bolt... yeah. Yeah, I have to ponder and find lands, which kind of stinks, but whatever. Alright, well, I could just force my opponent's thing. Pitching Delver. What's going to happen the turn after? Then I want to play Wasteland. Yeah, I think I just have to do that, and... greatness at any cost. That is the foul I wanted, but you know, honestly, it's just somehow not that exciting. Actually, I'm gonna pitch Spell Pierce. Miracle sucks. It has literally put up no results recently. Deck is garbage. Oh man. So my opponent's hand has Force and an Unknown. But I can't cast any spells. This kind of stinks. Like, if I try to activate Deathrite, my opponent just activates Deathrite in response, and I just get blown out. This is just so bad. But I have to use it here to make my opponent use this Death Right, so I have a chance of casting spells on my turn. I mean, this is not going to end well for me, I think. Thanks for followed. What WTF, it's not butter. True name. That's probably going to kill me. I mean, it's almost certainly going to kill me, but... So this is just Deathblade, I think. Or at least regular Deathblade. So what happens if I waste... C... Bolt one of the guys. Interesting choice. I can win, it's just going to be really difficult. I need to draw a fetch. Alright, I'm going to ponder into a land. Preferably not a fetch. And stack my deck so I can cast Delver. Man. I'm so dead. No, I don't think I could win if my opponent wasn't throwing. I mean, I'm just going to die before I cast anything now, I think. It is what it is. Fetch? Fetch? Alright, we can back it up here. Fortunately, I'm going to take these out. Bring this in. Bring these in. Take these out. Take that out. Kind of like this, actually. Your opponent is such a cartouche. So, I'm trying to decide if my opponent actually has Stoneforge in their deck. Because Cabal Therapy is actually pretty good if they have Stoneforge, and not great if they don't. Thanks for the follow, Dabuwa. I'm gonna shave my forces. Screw that. Screw that noise. I just go like this. Maybe take that out for this. Try to be all removal and threats. The Shaveroo. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds great. What's my flip for Delver? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 28. This is fine. Evening Hunter Lionheart. Another classic Delver hand. Thanks for follow. Pavement is Rad 7. Oh, this hand's pretty bad. I think it's better than the average 5. Don't think I actually want to draw that here. Think like spending a turn to trade for a random card is not really that good. Blind therapy death right on turn 2? Does not seem advisable. Well, my hand is a bunch of lands and a true name, so I'm not going to let this happen. Thanks for following Japes ATL. Ooh, that's good though. Well, old dentist, it's hard to tell when Twitch chat is joking. A kappa would be helpful. Oh. Oh. Sort of stinks. Exactly, Rayolan. Exactly. Hashtag not blessed. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to lose this game, but there's not much I can do about it. Thanks for follow Battle U. Oh man, he does have Stoneforge. Too late. Old dentist, too late. Probably just dead here by a large portion. Alright. My cousin Marvin battle you? No. I mean, Commander probably. This format, no. I think Villic 1 was talking about Commander, Lawrence. Actually, I shouldn't have played that land, I think. If I draw Brainstorm, I just wanted to put a land back. That was just not good. So Filippo, the reason to cut Angler, in my opinion, is that it lines up very poorly versus True Name. I foresaw the games just being about True Name. That, of course, is my personal opinion, but... So I could have dazed Brainstorm there and forced the crack of the fetch, but I think the way I'm going to win this game is by putting Daze back with Brainstorm. Spanky, you're just going to continue to try to get me to play Hypergenesis, aren't you? Oh, man. Just getting crushed. Battle you, I do think Grixis Delver is the best deck at the moment, yes. Stream Hypergenesis or Riot? Yes. What if you're at 3? Oh, man, I'm just getting full-blown destroyed by Esper Deathblade. What's my out? I have to draw a True Name this turn, I think. Which means I want to draw... Just draw Probe just to see what's in my opponent's hand. Spell Pierce. That's not the ideal order of cards to draw, but it is what it is. Might need Trop this game. Yep, I'm certainly getting crushed this game. It's alright though. Oh, jeez. I'm just... Alright, I've had enough. I've had enough. Stop beating the little horse, opponent, please. Wow, that was a massacre. Ironically, if I had Massacre, it would have been very good that game, but... Oh man, that game. Game was not close, as the kids say. Not close. That match was not close, yes. That is true. It was very accurate. Thanks for follow Bomb Buns. Well Wisher 3. Sure. Yeah, I think Vizier Druid is very good. Dreyer Sheet, thanks for the follow. Was it close to being close? No, not particularly. It was very not close. Whiter Knight. Man, hope I pick up this W for a bunch of chess. Alright, I'm gonna keep. Island. Hello and good luck. There's no harm in being polite. The best deck to win chess with in Standard? Probably Jerry's zombie deck. I mean, it seems quite good to me. Huh. I guess I lead with Probe because that is not Storm. That appears to be blue Jeskai Stoneblade. Brainstorm, Forest, Plains, Plateau, STP, click. So I want blue-red then. Let this creature get plowed. It's Miracles. Team get there. It might be Miracles. I mean... Okay. Do not care. I mean, it's possible my opponent has Mentor. Wonder if my opponent's gonna force this. I'd actually be pretty happy if my opponent forced this, I think. Yeah, that's good for me. Just casting my Hymn to Torox over here. Oh, Osgeni. Chose not to shuffle, played Plateau. I think I should actually brainstorm looking for a threat. I want to put Dismember back. Probably another land back. Just gonna waste and cast Ponder off Underground Sea, I think. What's my opponent's hand? Brainstorm? Actually, I could just Therapy for Brainstorm. That's probably better. Batterskull, Plow. Batterskull, Plow. Nice. So if I draw Pyromancer, things will get really out of hand. Alright, that's fine. So my opponent is going to Plow Deathrite, but I don't care. Then I can play Angler and try to murder him. I'm gonna play another Ponder again just to see if I can draw Therapy first. Interesting. I don't think I want any of those cards. Just want to leave spells for Deathrite. Don't think the creatures really matter that much. What is that linked to? Soothsaying. No, I don't believe Soothsaying is a good card. Daze? That's alright. Let's see what we ponder into. Cabal Therapy. It's pretty good. I want to draw Therapy, then I'll decide on the others later. Miri's Guile. Jite and Volcanic. Alright, well... Okay. So I want to draw those creatures, I think. Just constrain my opponent on that excess mana. Nice. An easy game 1 win. Probably helped that my opponent drew a non-basic that I could kill very easily. So, Dismember, not great. Bolt is not actually great, even though it does kill Stoneforge. Might leave it in, though. Kind of don't want my forces, although I might leave in 1 or 2. Seems pretty good. So much storm hate? I don't have that much storm hate in my board. Those game ones are why I kind of think Stoneforge piles are awkward. They need a lot of lands if their Stoneforge doesn't survive. In fact, my opponent didn't even get to play a Stoneforge that game. They just drew their equipment naturally, which is not great for them. Invasive Surgery is decent versus Storm. I mean, like, it's not insane. Like, it counters Infernal Tutor if they're... Like, they have to duress it, which is probably what you want. I think I just lead with Deathrite. Or Delver, rather, not Deathrite. If my opponent plays Stoneforge, I can Therapy. But also I just want to get a clock on the board. You think I have that much Storm Hate Mad Meddler 2000? Doesn't seem like I do. I mean, it seems like an average amount of Storm Hate. No interest. I have Null Rod, old dentist. Styrian Forest. Alright, I'm gonna just brainstorm first. Spellstir Sprite. Wow. I got, I guess. Did not expect that. Alright. Yeah, I got sprited. That was something. Old dentist, I believe I would, yes. Alright, D's. Question is, what do I lead with? I'm gonna play around Spell Pierce. I mean, if I get sprited again, then that means... what does it actually mean? Interesting. So my opponent's gonna click me in response. It's fine. Other than empty the horns? I mean, don't really have any good suggestions for that. Next turn, Sprite Tina. Do these actually do anything? Like guess I can draw Delver and waste my opponent, which might actually be the best course of action. Or I could draw Ponder and waste my opponent, which seems actually slightly better. Yeah, this is fine. So I'm going to actually just leave my guy back because I'm behind in the race. And the plan this turn is to probe therapy. Yeah, I'm going to probe therapy. Mother of Runes. Alright. Thanks for follow, Dr. Magic Do. I need to draw a bunch of removal spells this turn. This creature should not attack, I think. Darn, my opponent figured it out. Yeah, I would not attack with either of those if I were my opponent. Jeez Louise. So it's like Jeskai Fish, almost. No red mana. Man, what can I draw to get out of this? Thanks for following, Old Dentist. I think I need to therapy that brainstorm. But I also want to brainstorm into a bolt. Yeah, I'm gonna brainstorm first. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Have to kill Mother of Runes. I'm gonna therapy him for brainstorm, I think. Alright, thanks for following, T-Bibs. Thanks for follow, Ethan. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name because I'm sure people butcher it all the time. And you probably get sick of that. Unfortunately, Delver sort of proves why you can't play decks like this, because Delver is just a better version of his deck, I think, in general. Delver. Do not want to reveal Delver. I'm not going to attack with this one. The upside of flipping it. Guy Eski? That makes sense. Alright. To be fair, if my opponent ever drew a colored source, I would die. Like a red source. Would just be insta-dead. Super mega insta-dead. That's good. It's really good, actually. Darkamoy, I do love a Spellstutter sprite. I mean, we'll give my opponent that, but unfortunately, mana efficiency is a real thing. I want to play an opponent. Spellster Sprite is a sweet card. Alright, nice. We went 4-1 in that league, and we're going to join another with 4-color Delver with Knight's Whisper. Only one Knight's Whisper in the main deck, but we lost to Esper Stoneblade and D. Esper Deathblade, actually. Knight's Whisper is a card. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's a card that does things. Greatness at any cost. Yeah, that's true. I made a few changes from Ethan's list because there were some things I disagreed about, but for the most part, I think the list was good. Alright, gonna keep. I'm not supposed to keep this hand. I don't know what's up in the world. Ethan, I very minorly changed your deck, so. Alright, nice. Deathray was a great draw. Lotus Petal. It's probably Storm. Okay. So, definitely casting Knight's Whisper next turn. Looking for counter spells. If I get Duress, I think I'm just going to daze it. Okay, that one is fine. Opponent is almost certainly Storm. I guess it technically could be Sneak and Show, but I really doubt it. Whoa, what the heck? Why does it look like this? Why? What is going on? There you guys, just gonna use my mana and cast Knight's Whisper. Nice. I'm gonna just bolt my opponent EOT. It actually looks sick, yeah. I mean, this actually looks great. Alright. Blue Damnation, yeah. Sounds sick. So I can Ponder, Snap, Bolt, which I think I'm going to do. Let's see, Snap, Bolt puts him to 11, Attack puts him to 9. Nah, just want to look for more counterspells. Alright, that's fine. Wow, that's sick, Jack Murray. So I'm never gonna need green in this matchup, I think. So I should just get a volcanic. Bolt you. At 11. That's a great draw. Thoughtseize. Probably not playing lands today. I'm sorry I didn't answer your question earlier. So, most Storm decks only play 1 Tendrils. If I Deathrite it, my opponent dies. Different if he's Tess, of course. But my opponent's hand is also just not very good, so I'm going to just take Tendrils. Because I think the most likely way for me to lose is getting manually Tendril Stout as well. Do I think Grixis Delver is the best deck? That's pretty sick too. But yeah, I can just respond to a Past in Flames by eating Tendrils and my opponent dies. Okay. So my opponent's hand is Dark Petition, Dark Ritual, 2x Infernal Tutor. So it's 7. If I force this, my opponent dies. Right? Ritual, Petition. Actually, Ritual puts 5. Actually, I suppose not. I'll just let it go then. Moto auto-loads these basics. I think I just stopped the train here. There's no reason not to. Just in case if there's like some weird backdoor thing. Yeah. Well, that was... Also, is it Staticaster pretty good versus Empty the Warrens? Abrupt Decay, not so good. Lightning Bolt, also kind of whatever, but I think I might just leave it in. Power Blast, Click. So, kind of hate Surgical. I think it's kind of bad, but it's probably better than Bolts. Which means I look like this post board. Also, Ethan, I'm not a huge fan of Badlands. That land is bad. Alright. This is fine. Yes, weird backdoor things, Kappa. My opponent is taking a while now, which kind of is whatever. Alright, Strand. When did I start streaming? Alright, tough decisions. Do I force this? Uh, look, one, I started streaming after Grand Prix New Jersey. Basically because I top 8'd the GP and decided I want to buy a new computer with the winnings. So that was April 27th or so. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to force. Alright, nice. He's just going all in. I probably would not have done that if I were my opponent, but if you start... he concedes. I copied Ethan's mana base, but that was a mistake, I realize now, because I don't have the Badlands. Trop plus Badlands casts everything, but I don't have Badlands, so probably was not supposed to do that. Ooh, Alakazam DK is a former Miracles chat guy. I wonder what he's playing. Probably some Grixis pile of... or a Jeskai pile of cards. Nice. This is a hand I will never mulligan. Value, I do save VODs. I often upload a bunch of them to YouTube as well. Delver's full of forces, Kicker, Abrupt Decay, and Misty Rainforest. Yep, can't fold a full house. Huh. Apparently that's not Jeskai pile of cards. Alright, nice. Whoa, misclick. Hey there, Lattice Polys. Okay. Plenty of Delvers where that came from. So this is like Sultai stuff. Might be 4x him Sultai. Alright, so I need this land, so I'm actually going to force it. Berman 21, you should buy whatever deck makes you the happiest, in my opinion. Obviously main phasing Decay there. Buy Hypergenesis and never look back. Oh boy. I think this kills me if I don't force it, so I'm gonna force it. That might be good later. Certainly not right now. Alright, hope I draw a Knight's Whisper. Come on, Ethan. Oh boy, that's bad. Oh, you got me. You got that too. Just playing the land in case if my opponent actually has a third him. Yes, this is where we ride Delver to the Promised Land. I think I needed to force both of those things, though. Like, if I don't force, it's just so bad for me. Great. Liliana? Heck no. Do I play around days? I guess it doesn't really cost me anything to play around days. So the reason I did that is to play around in their days. Don't want him casting Tarmogoyf. I'm not gonna waste a seed because, like, it only cuts my opponent off from... Cuts my opponent off from Tombstalker, essentially. Actually, maybe I am supposed to waste then. Alright. Screw it. Drawing the fetch made me more inclined to waste him a second time. Oh, Ponder? That's a little bad for me. Wars Fan maybe at some other point. Not now, though. Alright, nice. Yeah, no shuffle, no land drop is really bizarre. Think... Thanks for follow, Kai Bud. Assuming that's the actual Kai. Oh, man. Alright, so the options are to put back Snapcaster and True Name, and then crack my fetch and ponder looking for a bolt. Seeker 42, yeah. If that is not Kai, someone has some stones, all right. I think I'm supposed to ponder looking for a bolt. Oh man, it's actually a tough decision. Is it Kai Bude? I apologize for the mispronunciation if that is not the correct pronunciation, Kai. Let's see. Man, this is a tough decision. I think I'm gonna just put the expensive cards back. Yeah. I think just keeping both of the expensive cards is a good way to lose, actually. Like a very good way to lose. Alright. Acceptable. Yeah, just do it now. He's already played 1 days. I mean, that's actually a tough decision. What? He didn't play the land last turn? I don't understand. I'm gonna die to Tarmogoyf now. Yeah. I really don't... He pondered last turn and didn't play a land, like... Ugh. I don't know what happened. Wasteland, also bad for me. Alright, so... Oh boy. What's my out now? Ponder into Deathrite Decay. Basically is it. Man. That would have been so good as well. Berman, it doesn't play around Wasteland, because if I had a Wasteland, I'd just waste last turn. I can't keep those. So the bad part of 4-color Delver is the semi-mirrors are just bad for you as well, because the 3-color deck just has a more reliable mana base, and they can afford to aggro Wasteland you. Also, going to 3 versus Sultai is safe. They don't have any bolts. Delta. Alright. I'm going to chump this turn. But if my opponent has Decay in hand, I just die. So we have to draw a Decay, and for our opponent not to have that. Well, I guess I bolt that and hope to draw a Decay, but it's an uphill battle from here. Alright, we've died. Look guys, I'm just borrowing Ethan's deck. The deck list, rather. Basically just want a bunch of removal. So versus Sultai, I generally do not like Pyroblast. I think it's just not very good. Thoughtseize is okay. Kind of want Click over Thoughtseize. Is it time for a Goose comeback? I don't know if it's time for a Goose comeback. I wonder if Thoughtseize is just bad. Oh, I probably want another Night's Whisper if my opponent's going to try to hit me a bunch. Maybe I just try to fight them on board and not have any Thoughtseizes in my deck. In which case, I kind of want to keep one force. Thanks for follow BFCX Crazy Yak. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to fight them on the board instead of Thoughtseizing their stuff. This is the most Delver hand I've seen. Dearest had to ruin everything. Oh yeah, Fluster's fine versus him versions, but I mean, I'm on the play. Maybe I can leverage some tempo and not have to Thoughtseize them. Alright, I'm gonna leave that on top because it means my Delver flips. If my opponent forces this, I'm really thrilled about this. Thanks for follow Lattice Polys. Thanks for follow Decaf Day. Wonder what happened to Calf Day. Alright, so we really want to ponder into a red source. Yes, I would like to reveal. That's actually almost the nuts, I think. Yeah. I doubt my opponent left in days on the draw. I mean, not the full 4 anyways, so you should just main phase the bolt. So next turn, I'm going to draw the Scalding Tarn, and below it will be the spell for Delver. Attack. Very likely my... Ooh, my creature doesn't die? That's sweet. I would say it was very likely my creature died right there, but I suppose it wasn't. Okay. Man. Okay, so... I'm debating if I want to draw the Fatal Push now that I know about. I think the answer is probably no. Alternatively, I could draw it, cast Brainstorm. The problem is I don't have another fetch for my Brainstorm. I could also just Brainstorm here and put removal spells back. I think I'm supposed to actually do that. Or put these two back. Okay, nice. Dark Confidant, huh. I think I'm gonna just wait to... Yeah, just gonna bolt it now. Basically, I didn't want to get dazed for no reason. Yes, it's unlikely that he actually has it in his deck still, but there's a small chance. Like a very small chance. Liliana. I'm just gonna pitch Brainstorm and decay the Liliana. forcible. These. So the question is, do I draw step or EOT the click? I think I draw step the click because I can't really beat any threats right now. What's up, BS Whites? You know, BS Whites, since you are a proud member, have a sword. Hashtag mass drop. Team mass drop. Alright. Let's hope my opponent has nothing good. By the way, this play is significantly worse if my opponent's hand is 2 Lilianas. But huh, what if I just let him keep the Jace? Let him keep the Jace. If he casts it, daze it. Thank you for follow Honey Badger for life. Well, so the downside to letting him keep Jace, if he correctly reads the situation and ponders for a land, it turns out real terrible for me. Yeah, that's the problem. So I think I actually have to take Jace. Ben, the problem is all he has to do is just ponder for 1 land, take 3 damage, and then just, I don't know. Max Torsion, that's so bad if my opponent draws into a land. You guys are so greedy. I think that play is just unbelievably bad. What's up, the Decon? Oh man, that's bad for me. Come on, something good. Man. Alright. This ended poorly. Draw a bolt! Damn it. If I draw a bolt, I still win the game, actually. I waste myself to send a message. Probe. Yeah, I'm not sure what the debate is over, because if my opponent drew one land, he could play Jace around days. Interesting. Yeah, Ben, he had 3 lands and a fetch. Ben White's, rather, not Ben. Ben. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna just waste my opponent. I mean, I believe my play was correct, but it is worth thinking about. Well, if he's brainstorming like this, it's Storm. Taking nothing was the other option, Ethan, but I think just giving him a random draw instead of a guaranteed Jace next turn. Sup, Jin Cataxius. I don't know. I think my play was right, but, you know. Is what it is. I'm not going to cast a Brainstorm. The reason I'm not going to cast a Brainstorm is it's the only blue card I have for Force. Lattice Polys, I did not know what my opponent's hand was. Like, you either have to cast a draw step. I mean, like, the alternative is to not cast it on his draw step, let him ponder. I don't think that actually ends that much better for me. Like, alright, nice. That was good. I'm actually not going to cast Brainstorm still because I want to have Daze and Force. Yeah, I don't know what the best thing to do there is, but I suspect my play at least makes sense. This is weird. So I know I can decay the LED in response. My opponent casts a spell here. Oh, I guess this makes sense. Man. I guess I could have played around this, but my opponent has 1 card. Let's see, this is... If I force 1 copy, that's 8. I think I'm actually going to brainstorm and see what I find. That's not really that helpful. I can force pitching 1. pitching Daze, and then flip my Delver, but not actually have to draw the Decay, which I think kills him. So actually I don't have to force then, right? Because I attack for 3, he attacks me for 10. Yeah, I don't have to force anything then. Basically, I untap, attack for 3, play a second Delver, flip it. He attacks me for 10. Yeah. I was just figuring it out, just in case of something crazy. No, I don't think it's worth dazing because I have to play my thing to guarantee kill. I don't want him to like cast Burning Wish for Grape Shot or something weird like that. Yeah, I'm gonna hold Daze to pitch the Force. That's a nice fetch land you have over there. So my opponent's gonna leave one Goblin back, I predict, on the off chance I messed up. I guess 2. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I guess my opponent knows about Decay, but my opponent also knows I cast Brainstorm, so shrug. I don't know what my opponent could get, but it's probably not good for me. Grasping Dunes? That would not make me feel good, no. Nice. Alright, these can leave my deck. This can come in. This can come in. Do I want this for cantrips? Well, so I don't think that version has a main deck tendrils, because a Chrome Mox implies it's Rite of Flame, but, you know, I could be wrong. Do I want Angler, True Name, or Pyroblast? Demise is better than Empty? But I have a Pulse too. Oh, sure. It's easier to cast. Oh, that's true. I don't think anyone's played Xantid Swarm in a long time, Fuego Grande. But for what it's worth, that's Xantid Swarm that we're discussing. This looks good to me. Oh man, this hand. I think this is terrible. This is quite good. Wasteland. City of Solitude. BFC X Crazy Yak. The City of Solitude. Oh, or Carpet of Flowers. Sure. How maniacal is it to Wasteland the Sea and then Surgical them? Well, City used to be pretty good because it means they couldn't, like, activate their tops with counterbalance out. So they would have to predict in advance what casting costs you were going to go for. Pack Run Fat 7, I am likely going to that, yes. So people want me to waste C and then Surgical C during draw step. This seems kind of questionable. If I do it, you'll follow? Oh man, I think this play is pretty terrible, but this play is so bad, I think. Like, how could this possibly be the right play? I suggested it as a joke. Oh man, I think this play is atrocious, but whatever. Thanks for following Smasa123. Also, my opponent kept on top with Ponder, so maybe I'll just Surgical now. Yeah, I'm going to Surgical now then. Oh, man. Man. Ad Naus, Badlands, Therapy, Ritual, Duress, Pedal. Oh, I forgot to get the one from the graveyard. Oops. What the hell is that? Alright, thanks for the follows, guys. Matters for Cabal Ritual, but oh man, he just drew a second Ritual? That is good. Meat Pop 13. Oh, I was supposed to Surgical Pedal in response to Ad Naus? Oh, shit. Yeah, that was just bad. Ugh. That list has 3 Chrome Mocks, but that's true. So I could extract Rite of Flame in response to Rite of Flame. What a bad ad nauseum. Matt Severa, come on, man. I was doing it for Twitch chat. I would not actually do this in a tournament. Yes, Twitch chat is entertained. Jeez, everyone's a hater. Duckamoy, I would not make that play. Never listen to Twitch chat. uh, man, Matt, that was such a good burn. Just chuckling to myself. Cham, I don't have any lightning bolts in my deck currently. LED, LED, LED. Don't know what's going on here. I guess my opponent's trying to kill me next turn. Is the answer. Interesting. Brainstorm. What's Steinmeier? Duress. Duress. Bayou. Cabal Ritual. Infernal Tutor. Infernal Tutor. So my opponent actually has 2 wishes in their hand. So should I cantrip looking for force? Why hardcast surgical? No, I'm just gonna cantrip looking for force, I think. Nice. Three wishes? Okay. Boo earns, boo earns. Alright. Guess I got. It's mildly unfortunate. What? Oh, my opponent has Past in Flames in their hand. Now I just massively overdie. I'll let him do his thing. Ethan, what if my opponent just goes like land, Burning Wish, crack all of their LEDs for diminishing returns? Or something similar, Ethan. It's Boo earns, not Boo burns. For the record, I would not make that play in an actual tournament. It is very, very, very bad. Bolt for the trolls? Probably not. Just leave it as it is. No, it's very bad, but this hand's excellent. Smithers unleash the hounds. Oh, Berman 21. I would prefer not to do that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Snap surgical game on. Look, we did it once. If you're not happy enough with that, I don't know what to tell you, man. My favorite Simpsons character. That's probably... There's a lot of Simpsons characters. Cabal therapy. Oh man. Kind of want to force this. I can just surgical and see if it's actually a bluff. Yeah, that's the conclusion I came to. Oh man, I actually do have to force it. That's insane. Took duress. Rainstorm. Burning Wish. LED. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Volcanic. She's going to play. So if Ritual resolves, they go Duress. Duress have 2 floating. Go down to 1 floating. Wish for empty. There's a volcanic right there. So if I don't force that, I get emptied for a bunch of tokens. Is that good enough to beat me? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 14 goblins. It's probably good enough to beat me. So I think I have to force. Snap Surgical Dream is alive. Yeah. Basically, if I don't force that thing, I get hit by so many goblins that I think I just die on the spot. I'm saving my Snapcaster in case if I draw a Fluster. That's pretty good too, actually. I can Daze plus Snap Daze, floating a mana. That's fine. Thanks for following Mickey Nobilis? Nobilis? Like Nobilis of War, I suppose. so he drew a fetch. Hello, baby Burlus, and Noble is like Mike Noble. Thanks for following Clash 007. My father was a statistician, so it was a natural follow-up, I think. Thanks for all Mute 20. Brainstorm. So Brainstorm and Duress are gone. As well as a Volcanic. So my opponent has a Duress Burning Wish LED. So I can still Daze plus Snap Daze by floating a mana off my sea. What coding languages I know? I know... Currently, I would say I'm well versed in R and SAS. At one point, I knew C++, Java, and Lisp / Scheme. I don't really use those on a daily basis anymore, so I can't say I would really know them that well. Which ones do I like? I'm gonna eat the ritual. I mean, R and SAS are very commonly used for a bunch of reasons. Why Daze the Brainstorm when he had an untapped swamp? I don't understand the question. No, M. Carver, I did not forget SAS. Yeah, JavaScript is something, alright. Ooh, that was a great draw. My plan is to do Legacy and Modern Baby Burlus, but, you know, there's a chance I flame out of... Let's see, is there any reason? Nope. There's a chance I flame out of the Legacy portion, I suppose, in which case I would play Limited. Probe. Sure. I will never go to EDC. Okay, you've killed yourself, opponent. I have streamed Vintage before. Okay. Don't care. Probe the turn before. That's more reasonable, but... My opponent has Cabal Ritual and Rite of Flame in their deck. Sort of weird. Alright, nice. I mean, my opponent really cannot win with that ability on the stack, I think.
Math. Look at him.
Oh, man. Ben, come on, man! Ben, are you serious? Ethan, what's TNT? Oh man, this hand is almost perfect. Ben, come on. Come on. Yeah, so perfect hand obviously makes up for less than perfect play. We saw that last game. My opponent is Hex Steps, probably. Have at it, Haas. Well, it took force. I'm gonna get Volcanic because Urborg lets me tap for black. No, the Epic Storm doesn't generally play Cabal Ritual, but okay. I might die this game if my opponent has Stage in their hand, but whatever. Sucks. I'm gonna reveal and then fetch. And I don't think it's that bad. I think it's just you have to draw a Wasteland. But I'm dead here. Land strategy versus elves. Constrain their mana and tabernacle them in Wasteland Cradle. I kind of think Bolt doesn't do anything. This seems fine. Oh, that does not seem fine. Mac. Oh, shit. No, no F2. No, no F2. But I'm not going to fetch here. Wasteland's so valuable that it's worth not doing anything on turn 1. Okay. Oh, that's why. Yeah, play this like that. I should have cracked that for Volcanic, actually, so I could have days up, but it's too late now. Also, I should have left in Decay for Pithing Needle now that I think about it. But also too late for that. Just gonna force it. I'm gonna Surgical Pithing Needle, actually. Alright. Dark Depths, Delta, Scrying, Stage. There's a Stifle, a Sedgery Step, and a Wasteland of my opponent's zone. So my opponent's going to Scrying for Wasteland, probably, at some point. I could have... Yeah, I should have paid the cost with Wasteland. Just forgot for a sec. That doesn't do anything. Unless my opponent gets impatient. Need to draw something good. Think. The heck? Am I lagging? What just happened? That was weird. I'm gonna hold that for Brainstorm in case if I draw one. It's not looking great though. We can waste his stage and Surgical It, but the problem is he still has 4 Hex Mage in his deck. I think I just let this be. Oh no, I think that is kind of not good. Oh, I should. That was bad. Yeah, now obviously this was gonna happen. Should have. If I was gonna do that, I should search goal in response to the. Well, not punished, thankfully. Unfortunately, we don't have a clock on our opponent, which means things can go very bad. Keep in mind, that was not the play you were supposed to make. I was supposed to make, rather. That's pretty okay, actually. Yeah. What happens if I waste depths? I think these are pretty worthless, actually. I waste depths. Stages. My opponent's hand is Delta, a bunch of unknowns. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I should not do that then. What's up, Geo Thornton? Hold on. So if I waste. Yes, Jin Cataxius. Hold on. No, if I waste depths. He has Urborg. The problem is he can just tap Urborg for mana. So I'm not supposed to do anything, which I think this is gonna not be great for me. Thank you for following Ally Encampment. No, so the thing is, if my opponent goes for it, they're really exposed to Diabolic Edict, which is a reason not to go for it, I think. Hello, Feingersh. Wow. Way to rub it in, Feingersh. Way to rub it in. Thanks for following Ash underscore J. We can waste C. Thank you for following Man United Fans 15. So, Fievel's C. My opponent actually only has one Wasteland in their deck, but Stage has copied one of my Wastelands. I don't know what Fievel SC is talking about. Alright. Let's see if my opponent messes up. Thanks for following mmap125. So I'm going after Urborg on the off chance my opponent messes up somehow. It's not a likely scenario, but, you know. Thank you for following the big Sakino. So if my opponent wants to make 2020, yeah, my opponent has to do this. If I Wasteland Depths, my opponent just wastes my wastes, and since Urborg taps for mana, my opponent can still make the 2020. Thank you for the follow, Vape, YOLO, Swaggin' Baggin'. So I'm just gonna go after all of the non-stage step plans and force him to activate this way. I can still cast Edict off of this. I also have a fetch on the stack. I did not play this game particularly well, though, which is unfortunate. And obviously my fault. Stifle. I actually might surgical myself. Looking for an edict. Interesting. Oh. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, Waste isn't out now, too. Sort of. Yeah. Maybe he won't do it. Man, I hate losing to that deck. Mainly because it's such a great matchup for lands. But I didn't play that well, I think, so it's basically my fault. Oh wait, thanks for everyone hanging out. Magic is magic, it's still great. The lands versus Turbo Depths matchup is crop rotation is the best card, and you try to prison them out very slowly. I'm not playing Spell Snare, no, PF Daniel. Okay. I wonder if this is Turbo Depths again. If it is, whatever. Ain't going to be mad at that. Volcanic Island Abrupt Decay hand. Yeah. It's something alright. I think I'm gonna just Ponder to stabilize my mana base in case my opponent has Wasteland in their deck. I'm gonna shuffle. It's the most common mistake I see Delver players make. Casting Brainstorm during their upkeep to flip Delver, I think is the most common one. Oh man. It is Turbo Depths again. No thanks. My opponent had Elvish Spirit Guide there. Be so good for him. I don't know Team Get There. I don't think it's a particularly cheap deck either. Oh, come on! That's kind of unbelievable. Guess I'm dead. Alright. Both teams played hard. I might play a little bit of Commander. Like maybe a match or two. Jin Cataxius, that sounds interesting, but also not good. I know, clearly this is just showing me why not playing lands is a huge mistake. Jeez, these games are something else. Elves does not play Wasteland, EDH, or Riot. Alright, this is pretty darn good hand. Oops, I definitely wanted to play Deathrite. Yes, Berman 21. It is a shame I'm not playing lands in this week, although we would have lost to Storm. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Interesting. Okay. Turbo Depths again? It's the same guy. We lost game 1. This is game 2. Okay. This is a decision. Outget. That makes sense. But no, you don't get to have that. That actually makes a lot of sense. Do I want to have the backdoor possibility of Surge going stage or eating my own land? I think eating my own land is better. Ethan, how do you feel about this matchup? I don't think it's that good. In fact, I would qualify it as somewhat bad. Okay. Get in there. Please, no land. No land. Darn. That's a land. Sup, Jesse Hunt 23. I would stifle it if I could. Definitely would do that if I could. Guess I can't do that. So, I wonder if I'm going to kill my opponent before my opponent kills me with 2020. Ooh, that's a good draw. We need this card. Why did my opponent concede to that? Yeah, pretty miserable. That makes sense. Yeah, possibly just ghosting, obviously, but mean, I'm not going to care too much about that. Someone hooks gives you 1-0 wins all the time. That seems like a bad way to play Magic. That's fair, stink butt one. Do I want lightning bolts over thought seizes? Maybe I do, on the draw especially. Nah. I'll go with this. Man, the sand would actually be pretty good if I knew my opponent would have Urborg. But I have to mulligan. Yep, that's good. So, not convinced I actually care about this. I'm gonna just let it go. The thing about Sphere versus Delver is it's not great. So, I don't think this card is actually like that good versus me. Also, like, he spent a pedal to cast it. We can't go turn 1 Death Rate if I'm doing this. So if you play Tireless Tracker Wizard Adept, then you want Thorn over it. I'm not convinced this is actually a good plan for my opponent. Yeah, I like Thorn better in lands if you're going to play Revoker. So you're giving up equity versus Infect a slight amount and versus Elves a slight amount, but those are pretty good matchups as it is, so I think it's okay to do that. Interesting. I think I'm just gonna ponder. Draw the land, play another ponder next turn. Seems fine. Fan noise, yeah. It goes off and on F711. Jonathan Alexander is a lunatic, I think, but he's a lovable lunatic. I'm not scared of fan death. Why would I be scared of fan death? I'm gonna force this. pitching Snapcaster is going to be... Snapcaster is going to be, like, almost uncastable this game, I think. Do I have any red cards left on my deck? I might want to use Deathrite's Grain ability. Oops. I might want to cast Thoughtseize this turn as well. That's fine. I'm gonna play Delver. So my opponent can only play one land this turn. I'm exposed to... Actually, I'm not even exposed to Hexmage because... Hexmage costs one more. That's the end stage. Okay. Show me what you got. Urborg and Sedri step. Why did my opponent map for stage then? Alright, whatever. That was really weird. That's fine. There's no reason to waste there. Urborg. Lotus Petal. So my opponent really shouldn't have played the Petal. If you bluff crop rotation, I can't drain for 2. Yeah, he could also just not have played Urborg as well. That is a good point. Let's see what we find. If I find another Wasteland, I think it basically locks the game up. That bottom. That there. Doesn't really matter. You know, my opponent is basically dead. Because they have Sedri's Step. Alright, nice. I'm going to update... Let's see what's the easiest way to do this. Add deck, import... Desktop... Commander... Oh man, it put in a bunch of ugly versions of things. I don't think my opponent had Into North in their deck, if I had to guess, but I honestly don't know. Whoa, what the... Four islands. Swamp. we'll enter a league with this deck and play 1 or 2 matches depending on how long they take. Well, it had the Hong Kong art, the Hong Kong boat art for a second on it, which is kind of nice. Whatever. I'll just join the league now. M Carver 91. Yeah, I probably can do that afterwards. Oh man, Ugly Stifle. Opponent's Nissa Vastwoodseer. Alright, I'm gonna keep. Jesus, 4th in a row. Burgeoning. That's a thing, I suppose. I want to Inquisition my opponent. Ooh, no 3rd land guaranteed. Ooze, Harmonized, Tusk. I'm gonna take the Priest. Okay. So am I going to want to stifle a fetch if he draws one? Yeah. Okay. I think people have too many expensive cards in their decks for this format. Oh, that's a nice draw. I'm just gonna take 2 for a while. I have like 20, starting at 30 life is so much life. Play that land. You just get so much time to develop. Like, just hit all of your land drops and sit here. Maybe cast Damnation at some point, but certainly not right now. Yep, see ya, Ethan. No, I think that costs way too much mana, BSF Mage. At some point I'll draw a removal spell. No, don't want those. Oh, I can wait another turn on Brainstorm. That sucks. I wonder if I brainstorm looking for like a force spike. Yeah, I will. It's kind of loose, but ooh, that's like the best possible. I can just Tasigur with remand up, remand and exclude up. Whoops. Hope you enjoy recasting your spells. This is Commander, Hub City Prince. 1v1 Commander. Alright, he got tired of casting all of his 3-drops. But yeah, I should have left a Island. Small Town Magic. Brawl is my opponent's commander. This hand's nice. I wonder what I'm going to do on turn 1. Probably play Breeding Pool tapped. Oh, okay. There you go. That should be better. I actually should have played this one tapped, I think, but on turn 1. This is also an island for days, so strip mine. Oh boy. Maybe dazing was a little bit too aggressive there. Interesting. Vampiric Tutor is still pretty good. Interesting. Opponent's being patient. Let's draw some good things. Yeah, I'm gonna Inquisition him. Or them, rather. Hot Pocket. That's a weird Twitch emote. That's fine. Interesting. Opponent's out of lands. See, that guy just spams random emotes, and I have no idea what any of them are. So, you know, is what it is. Life total is not going to matter, so I'm just going to make myself strip mine proof and have 2 counter spells up. But I have no idea what happens this game if I don't daze the Brawl, but it seems like it would have gone much worse for me. My record is 1-0 in this. My opponent wants to counter that one, I'm fine with it. I think I'm going to Vamp Tutor. Not using BTTV? I don't know what that means. Okay. Temporal Mastery? Do I even care? Like... High Tide. Huh. What's the worst that could happen if I let this resolve? I'm gonna let that resolve and actually counter the Temporal Mastery, I think. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. Things are following 9-6-4. If my opponent casts things in their main phase, I might counterspell them. Here, screw it. I am gonna counterspell. Memory lapsing that is not good. You can redraw that one if you want to. Thanks for a follow, Airborne Swine. Okay. I'm gonna Vamp Tutor. I could just get Cavern and play an uncounterable Tasigur. Or I could just get Force and play Jace. I think I like that better. I'll pay 1. It's pretty good too. Can just put those 2 on top. Have weak plus force. No thanks. Man, another person didn't want to play anymore. Tasigur, the Golden Fang, ladies and gents. Got to hear it beta Sean 2002, although I suspect this deck in its full incarnation will not be legal for too much longer. What is Azami? That costs a lot of mana. Ooh, this hand's pretty good too. Like, I think basically a commander that costs more than 3 mana is not a good idea. Mental Note also lets me cast Tasigur on turn 2, I think. Oops. Need to be able to see it. Alright. Do I just main phase Mental Note? I guess I do. Yeah, team, get there. I think this this thing is really good, like you said. I'll just main phase. Stifle. Yeah, I think it was a bad idea for them to have Tasigur be legal. Retired Pest Commander. You would say that, Itai. You would say that. Chrome Mox. Maybe I actually have to him my opponent first. I don't know. I think Tasigur is quite good because it costs 1 mana for a 4/5 that draws you cards. So I can leave up Stifle. I think it's probably worth it. Where is mine? Cast. Welcome to turn 2, 4/5. So if you hit your opponent with 21 commander damage, they also die. Ooh, is my opponent going to crack that? Nope. Because it's kind of fun, bows in, and you also get reasonable prizes. What are the chances my opponent doesn't counter him here? We'll see what happens. I think this is a pretty likely candidate to get, like, countered by something. What? Okay. You're gonna be real sad when I stifle your map activation. Sort of like that. Wizard Adept, that is sort of true. Air horns. Yeah, Commander's kind of sweet. I mean, it's kind of sweet when you play with... Oh. Yeah, that's fine. It's kind of sweet when you just get to demolish your opponent, but... I think Leovold is worse, but not by a huge amount. Ooh, we can just Snapcaster him. I'm so in for this. Temporal manipulation and Snapcaster. Deranged Assistant. Wow, my opponent went off the deep end. Let's see my opponent trades. Yeah, Snap him was quite good there. I agree with you, Wilson the Great. I mean, I definitely agree with you. What's the best way to lock this game up? Probably just get Force or Jace. Maybe just get Jace. Yeah, I'm just gonna get Jace. I'll let my opponent have a window to cast a 5-drop, but it has to be a creature, because if it's not a creature, I just Stubborn Denial it. Oh man, that was actually max bad for me. Yeah, Pack Run Fat 7, that he's had the name Wilson the Great forever. Commander only works if it's played by bad players. Well, I just messed up right there. I think getting Jace was just horrible. I should have denied. Yeah. No, it didn't count. If I denial, then I can activate my Tar Pit, attack that for 5, and his guy's tapped. Yeah. Yeah. When are they going to separate the ban lists? I have no idea, honestly. So, if I tap my mana better, I think I should have just tutored for Counterspell and just played Tasigur the turn after. Still think I'm in fine shape, but that was obviously a punt. As foretold. Don't think this card is actually that threatening. Also, that is fine. Let's just draw some cards. That one's bad. This one's sort of unnecessary. Whoops. Attack Jace, attack the Yucks. Do I care about killing that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of, actually. Why is this on green? What's the reason for this Cold Steel Heart to be on green? Does anyone have any idea? I just assumed it was on blue, but that was apparently a bad assumption. Engineer explosives actually makes sense. Yeah, I don't need to decay anything. I think because it doesn't matter. Well, I think it could matter. Like, what if you just draw island? I don't know. Like, it feels like there is a situation where it could matter. Opponent pondered, shuffled, then drew island. That's fine. Oh shoot. That actually wasn't fine. Why did I forget that was a wizard? I'll just get damnation, I guess. I could get Toxic Deluge and Deluge for 2 actually, which seems marginally better. And then cast Tasigur, post Deluge. Could also bounce my Snapcaster, actually. Then cast Deluge. Yeah, I'm greedy. Whoops. 2 life. I don't know what rule that is, Well Wisher 3, but I assume it's the rule where you can only make commander colored mana. Nah, we'll just ship. We're so far ahead that I think I lose if I try to do things. Heart makes colorless. Maybe my opponent has like Thought Knot Seer in their deck. Well Wisher 3. Thought Knot Seer, Reality Smasher. Alright, well, apparently my opponent just wanted to tap all the way out for that. E for 0 through Thorn Effect. Don't need that. Don't need that. Best time to use it, I think. Wow, my opponent didn't want to play again. That's so weird. And I think this deck is kind of busted in half. Let's see if I can. Make a screenshot. This deck seems pretty good though. Did that not work? The heck? Do I have a command already called Tasigur? Might have a command called Tasigur already. Huh. What the heck is going on with that? I have no idea why it won't let me add a command. Oh. Alright, that's the list for people who want to see it. I think this deck is really good. I think it's not going to be around for that much longer. And yeah, I don't know about that Cold Steel Heart thing. It seemed weird to me. I really just have no idea. Anyways, I think I'm going to head to bed now, but thanks for watching, everyone. And I hope people have a good night. And I should be back maybe definitely next Monday. I don't know about earlier than then. But hope you enjoyed watching some Delvers, and